Have you ever noticed how some people attract success like a magnet? It's not magic or luck. These people use a powerful mental habit. They act like they've already achieved their dreams. When you think, speak, and behave like your future successful self, your brain begins to build new mental pathways that help turn those dreams into reality. If you keep doubting yourself, you'll miss opportunities. But when you walk and talk like someone who's already successful, your actions and mindset begin to match your goals, and the world around you starts to reflect that. Everything great starts in the mind. Every achievement in history was once just an idea in someone's imagination. People who achieve amazing things understand this. They imagine their success clearly before it ever shows up in their lives. When you act as if your dream has already come true, you are mentally rehearsing success. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and a clearly imagined one. That's why this method is so powerful. Take Roger Bannister for example. Before he became the first person to run a mile in under 4 minutes, experts said it couldn't be done. But Roger didn't believe that. He visualized it over and over again in his mind, until one day, he made it real. If you begin each day by imagining your goals as already done, feeling the emotions, seeing the results, and hearing the sounds of success, your mind will begin to believe it, and you'll start moving toward it naturally. Try walking with confidence, standing tall, and speaking with belief, just like the version of you that has already succeeded. Your brain will treat this behavior as truth and work to make it happen in real life. Some people seem to attract success without much struggle. Often, it's not because they work harder, but because they've learned how to direct their thoughts. There's a universal rule called the law of attraction. It means that whatever you focus on, positive or negative, you bring into your life. Your thoughts are like magnets, constantly pulling in experiences that match the energy you're sending out. This idea isn't just spiritual. Science supports it too. In quantum physics, there's something called the observer effect. It shows that when we focus on something, it changes how it behaves. In other words, our awareness can shape reality. So, when you start acting like your goals are already achieved, you shift your energy. You move from hoping to expecting. And that shift changes everything. Thomas Watson, the man who built IBM into a giant company, believed in this deeply. He didn't tell his employees to wait for success, he told them to behave like they were already industry leaders. They dressed well, spoke with confidence, and acted like professionals long before they actually became successful. This wasn't fake. It was smart. They were practicing their future. What you focus on grows. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system. It filters information and helps you notice what matches your beliefs. If you believe in failure, you'll spot failure everywhere. But if you believe success is happening for you, your brain will start spotting chances, ideas, and people that help you succeed. Start changing the way you speak. Words carry energy. Stop saying things like, "I can't afford it," or "I hope it works out." Try saying, "I'm choosing where to invest my money right now," or "I know this will succeed because I've aligned my effort and mindset." These small changes in language send new instructions to your brain and shape your reality. Your brain doesn't care about your past. It responds to what you think, say, and feel today. When you start living as if your success is already here, the world will begin to match that energy. That's how people in history have done incredible things. They didn't wait to feel successful, they chose to feel it first, then the results followed. Most people think success is all about actions. But the truth is, success starts with identity. You can't just do what successful people do. You have to become the kind of person who naturally does those things. It's not about pretending. It's about transforming from the inside out. There's a big difference between saying, "I'm trying to get in shape," and "I am an athlete." The first is someone who is struggling. The second is someone who has already decided who they are. This isn't just about words, it's about mindset. Once you believe in your new identity, everything else becomes easier. Think about President John F. Kennedy. When America was behind in the space race, he didn't speak carefully or with fear. He said, "We choose to go to the moon, not because it's easy, but because it's hard." He spoke like it was already happening. That confidence shifted the mindset of a whole country and inspired people to do what once felt impossible. Your current life, your income, your health, your relationships, is a reflection of who you believe you are right now. If you want different results, you have to become a different person. Ask yourself, who would I be if I had already reached my biggest goals? How would you talk? Walk? Spend your time? Start doing those things now, not as fake behavior, but as your new truth. When you act like the person you want to become, your brain gets confused if your life doesn't match that belief. This creates something called cognitive dissonance. Your mind doesn't like this discomfort, so it works hard to bring your life into alignment with your new identity. This is how regular people create extraordinary results. They don't wait for proof, they become the proof. One major thing that holds people back is the fear of failure. This fear stops more dreams than anything else. But successful people don't fear failure in the same way. They don't ignore setbacks, they just see them differently. They treat failure as a lesson, not as a final result. Abraham Lincoln failed in business, lost many elections, and even went through deep personal pain before becoming president. But through it all, he carried himself with quiet confidence. He didn't wait for others to believe in him. He believed first, and then the world followed. Ask yourself, if I knew success was guaranteed, how would I act today? Let that guide your actions. Don't say, "I'll try." Say, "I will." Don't say, "I hope." Say, "I know." These shifts matter. They train your mind to move with confidence, not fear. Remember, setbacks are not signs that you've failed. They're signs that you're growing. Every challenge has a lesson. Every delay has a purpose. When you act like success is already yours, not from arrogance, but from deep belief, you become unstoppable. You will take risks others won't. You will keep going when others quit. And that's how the biggest dreams become real. So today, start living like the future you is already here. Walk with purpose. Speak with belief. Think with clarity. Act from certainty. Your success isn't something you wait for. It's something you step into, right now. Watch how obstacles that once felt too big to handle turn into steps toward your goals. Most people greatly overestimate what they can do in a single day, but underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years. This mistake leads many to chase dramatic breakthroughs while ignoring what truly creates lasting change: small, consistent actions repeated every day. Your life isn't shaped by the rare big decisions, it's shaped by the little daily choices you make. These add up over time and quietly build your future. Creating daily habits that reflect the life you want is one of the most powerful ways to act as if you've already made it. These small routines don't just get you ready for success, they help you become the kind of person who naturally succeeds. When your habits match your future goals, your sense of identity begins to shift. You stop trying to be successful and start acting like it's already true. That shift changes everything. Legendary football coach Vince Lombardi understood this. When he took over the Green Bay Packers, a team that had won only one game the season before, he didn't just change plays or sign new players. He built a system of daily routines that trained his team to think, feel, and behave like champions before they ever won a single game. They practiced basic skills with intense focus, drilled the fundamentals over and over again, and were expected to carry themselves with total professionalism. Even how they dressed or greeted each other mattered. It wasn't about control, it was about conditioning their identity. As a result, the team went on to win 5 championships in 7 years. You can do the same by designing your own championship rituals. Start each day by dressing just a little better than you need to. This small change sends a clear message to your subconscious mind: you're rising above your current level. It's not about impressing others, it's about reshaping how you see yourself, which changes how you show up in the world. Set up your physical space to match the level of success you're aiming for. Clean your workspace. Remove clutter. Place your tools and materials in a way that shows precision and care. These changes tell your brain that you're someone who operates with excellence and order, and that belief begins to grow stronger the more you see it reflected around you. Be intentional about the content you consume. Don't just listen to anything, seek out ideas and conversations that your future self would value. This isn't passive listening. It's mental training. The more you expose your mind to higher-level thinking, the more naturally your own thinking starts to evolve. End each day with a short moment of reflection. Write down your progress, not just as steps toward your goals, but as proof of the person you're becoming. This simple shift from, "What did I do today?" to, "Who am I becoming?" helps solidify your new identity faster than tracking goals alone. At first, these rituals might feel awkward or even fake. That's normal. It's not a sign you're doing something wrong, it's a sign you're stretching beyond your old self. Growth always feels uncomfortable in the beginning. Your brain wants to keep you in familiar patterns. But when you keep showing up with new behaviors, your brain starts building new pathways. Eventually, the routines that once felt forced become automatic. That's how real change happens. Success doesn't come from rare, heroic actions. It comes from small, intentional habits repeated every day with purpose. Another key to acting as if you've already succeeded is the language you use. Words aren't just tools for communication, they shape your reality. The way you speak programs your mind. If your words are full of doubt, your brain will believe you're unsure. But if you speak with confidence and clarity, your brain responds with focus and action. When Winston Churchill led Britain during one of its darkest times in World War II, he didn't use weak or hopeful language. He didn't say, "We'll try," or "Maybe we can hold on." He said, "We shall fight on the beaches, we shall never surrender." His words weren't just inspiring. They built a strong mental structure inside the minds of the people. That mental strength helped them face one of the most dangerous threats in history. That's the power of language. And you have the same tool. Start by paying attention to how you speak. Remove uncertain phrases like, "I hope," "maybe," "I'll try," or "with luck." Replace them with strong, clear declarations like, "I am," "I will," "I know," "I choose," or "I create." Notice the difference between, "I hope to land that job," and "I will land that job." The first keeps you unsure. The second activates a totally different mindset, one built on certainty and belief. Also, notice the questions you ask yourself, especially during tough moments. Your brain always answers the questions you give it. If you ask, "Why is this so hard?" your mind will give you reasons to feel stuck. But if you ask, "How can I turn this into an opportunity?" or "What's the smartest move I can make here?" your mind will start looking for answers that help you move forward. These changes may feel small, but they are powerful. Your words and your questions guide your attention, shape your focus, and affect your emotions. They are direct commands to your nervous system. If you speak the language of success often enough, it will become your natural voice. Don't wait until you feel ready. Speak and act like your success is already real. When your language, your habits, and your environment all align with the future you want, the world around you starts to respond. The gap between who you are and who you want to be gets smaller every day. Start noticing everything around you. The people you spend time with. The ideas you allow into your mind. The physical spaces where you work and live. These parts of your environment either lift you up or hold you back. Your surroundings shape your energy and behavior more than you think. Change what you can. Create a space that inspires you. Limit time with people who drain you. Choose books, podcasts, and conversations that stretch your thinking and support your dreams. Act as if you've already become the person you want to be. Not just with confidence, but with consistency. Speak it. Live it. Surround yourself with it. And soon, the world will begin to treat you like it's already true, because it is. When you're acting as if you've already achieved your goals, it's not just about mindset, it's about deliberately designing an environment that supports and strengthens your new identity. Andrew Carnegie understood this better than most. Rising from a poor immigrant to the richest man in the world, Carnegie credited much of his success to the mastermind principle, surrounding himself with people who were more knowledgeable than he was in key areas. But the real magic wasn't in doing this after success. Carnegie began building those relationships while still on his way up. He understood, your environment must rise before you do. You need to be just as intentional. Start by assessing your 5 closest relationships. The people you spend time with influence your thinking, standards, and expectations, often without you realizing it. If they aren't already operating at the level you aim to reach, it's time to upgrade your circle. That doesn't mean abandoning old relationships, but it does mean expanding your influence. Seek mentors, join communities that normalize your goals, and immerse yourself in the stories of people who've achieved what you want. This isn't judgment, it's survival. A plant can't thrive in toxic soil. And you can't grow into your best self in an environment that keeps pulling you back. The same goes for your physical surroundings. Your workspace, clothes, tools, even your car, they all send subtle messages to your subconscious. Are they saying success or stagnation? Upgrade deliberately. Dress how your future self would dress. Organize your workspace like someone already operating at the next level. At first, these changes may feel awkward or fake. That's the point. Discomfort means you're growing. Each upgrade becomes a pattern interrupt, breaking habits and shifting your self-perception. The mind moves toward its dominant thought. When your environment constantly reflects your future self, you stay aligned with your vision. Start now. Pick one area, person, place, or thing, that most contradicts who you're becoming. Make a plan to shift it within the next 7 days. That single change can trigger a cascade of upgrades. But acting as if goes beyond environment. It also demands bold, inspired action, not wishful thinking. Many people get this wrong. They believe that visualization alone will attract their dreams. But true embodiment requires physical movement. Decisive steps taken from a place of certainty, not desperation. Consider Ray Kroc, the man who turned McDonald's into a global empire. When he discovered the McDonald Brothers restaurant, he was a struggling milkshake machine salesman. But from day one, Kroc acted with the confidence of someone already running a global chain. His decisions reflected the future he saw, not the struggle he was in. That mindset attracted opportunities that others couldn't see. Do the same. Create a detailed profile of your successful future self. What time do they wake up? How do they manage their time? What actions are non-negotiable? Now start doing those things, not next month, but now. If your future self would contact 5 clients before breakfast, do that tomorrow. If they invest 10% of income into growth, rework your budget. If they delegate admin tasks to focus on strategy, restructure your workflow now. What matters isn't just what you do, but how you do it. If you act from doubt or fear, your results will reflect that. But if you act from certainty, as someone who already is successful, your energy becomes magnetic. People can feel this. It shows in your tone, body language, and decisions. Research backs it up. Authentic confidence, distinct from arrogance, increases influence and trust. Do an audit. Where are your actions out of sync with your future self? Where are you settling for less than the standards you claim to hold? These contradictions block your progress. Align your behavior immediately. The more you act in sync with your future, the more certain you feel, and the more powerful your results become. Remember, certainty is built through congruent action, not empty affirmations. Every time you behave like your successful self, even without visible results, you're rewiring your brain to expect success. Eventually, this isn't just an act. It becomes who you are. But underneath it all, acting as if depends on one thing: unshakable belief. Not surface-level optimism, but a deep conviction that your vision will happen, even before the world agrees. Henry Ford put it best: whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. That belief powered him to revolutionize the auto industry when others said it couldn't be done. You must cultivate that same inner certainty. Gather evidence to support your belief. Celebrate small wins. Study people who've succeeded against the odds. Focus on gratitude for your progress instead of frustration with how far you still have to go. When doubt shows up, and it will, treat it like a passing thought, not a permanent truth. Ask yourself, says who? What if the opposite were true? What am I ignoring? Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between real and vividly imagined experiences. That's why visualization works. Olympic athletes use it before stepping on the field. Entrepreneurs use it before launching a business. When you visualize and feel your success in advance, you prepare your nervous system for what's coming. Treat your goals like they're already real. Dress the part. Speak the part. Make decisions from the version of you who's already arrived. Prepare for opportunities before they show up. Yes, the gap between where you are and where you want to be might feel huge. But when that happens, ask, what would my future self do right now? Then do that. Even if it's uncomfortable. Especially if it is. The world often tests your belief before rewarding it. Many people quit too early. Don't be one of them. Your limiting beliefs are illusions, created by past conditioning, not truth. Question them constantly. Replace them with beliefs that serve your highest self. Start with gratitude. Walt Disney used to walk through empty fields in Anaheim, describing Disneyland in vivid detail, as if it already existed. He gave thanks for it before it was even built. That vision carried him through rejection after rejection. Practice that same future-focused gratitude. Each day, write down 3 things you're thankful for, not as hopes, but as if they're already real.